Pro B's. Once again, hey, I got some muscles from South London in the building. My guy.
Yes,
How's
my
Sterling
brother.
in the building?
Yes, bro. Yes, mate. I'm good. I'm here. How's things?
Hey, bro. I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Just thought I'd kind of check in, man. I know you've
I
been busy,
appreciate that.
real busy, man, with the Winners Talking podcast. I see some great guests on there. Getz, Harvey.
Yeah.
Wow, you lot are doing a madness
We're
right
moving.
now.
We're moving, and for an independent platform as well, it's going well. I'm just lucky to have good relationships with a lot of these people, so that I can call on them, and they're happy to come and sit down and have conversations and just talk on their life experience and stuff. It's good.
Yeah, that's it. And you know what? I think when you've got those relationships with people, for them, it's not really a big deal, for coming down and shooting the podcast because, you know them already. You know what I'm saying? So they feel free to open up and discuss, what's going on with them in their life, etc. and projects.
It changes the whole thing. You know yourself as someone that does interviews and has conversations with a lot of people. The more familiarity you have with them, the conversation flows different. And that was always my outlook when I was putting together the thing. I know I've got a lot of relationships with a lot of good people. So let's take advantage of that and put some timestamps down.
Yeah. What's the transition like from music into the podcast game, man? I mean, are you less raw now, or what's the transition, man?
Transition-wise, I say it's different but similar because I'm just saying what I want, and I was saying what I want then. I had creative control then, and I've got creative control now, so it's the same music to this, but it's just a different, different setting. Obviously, I'm older, more mature, and there's changes, but it's not. I'd say it's growth rather than change. Growth.
Yeah, 100%. That's it, man. You know what? I know you're a keen boxing fan. We've got to kind of start with that big news that that went mad across the world.
Big news.
Joshua and Tyson Fury signing the contracts. Still a lot more to be done, but signing the contracts is a big thing, no doubt about it. What was your reaction to it? Your immediate reaction?
I was like, right. I was driving at the time, and I looked and I saw it. I was like, okay, so it's happening now. I'm just happy for it. It needs to happen. It needs to happen. The undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. That's like the biggest boxing title, the biggest boxing event you can get. So I'm just pleased that it looks like it's going to happen. But I saw yesterday, it's not all the way over the line, but they put pen to paper. So let's go.
Yeah, exactly. It's not completely done, but once they get a good site fee and once they get a date in place, then it's better than having no signatures. So some people are being negative about the whole situation, as Eddie Hearn alluded to. We've got it signed. What are you worried about? It's going to happen at some point. Well, he says twice this year. Yeah,
I saw the interview. Yeah, he said twice this year. And look, I'm the media guy now as well. Like, you're the media guy, so I'm sticking close to you. We're going. Where we going? Where we going? What,
where we going? Hey, man, this damn COVID, man. Let's hope that this thing just calms down.
Yeah, hopefully there's a crowd.
Yeah. How do you feel? Because look, we've got two British fighters, right? Both at the top of their game, and it's probably more than likely, well, it is likely that it's going to be on foreign soil. It's a big shame that it's not, Wembley or something like that. It's a big shame.
Yeah. No, it is a shame that it's going to be. It's more than likely going to be overseas, probably Saudi or whatever. But it's a massive shame because those nights, them Froch Groves nights, them Ben Eubank nights, they're legendary. And we're British, so ideally we'd have it here, and it's two British fighters, so ideally we'd have it here. But I'm happy that we'll get to see it. So if needs must, if that's how it's got to go down, then that's what it's got to be. To get them both now while they're in the prime of their careers and peak conditions, I wouldn't want it to drag out too long and maybe miss its sell-by date.
Hey, look, we got to kind of look at the fight itself. All being well, the two fighters, Tyson Fury, highly skilled technician, Anthony Joshua, hell of a fighter. From Pound Sterling's perspective, I mean, how did this fight kind of play out in your mind? We got to play out the two fights, you know what I mean? Like, fight one, the first fight.
it's a complicated one, you know. It's a complicated one because one, I'm a big fan of both. That's what. So my heart's involved to a piece, but I think it depends on the way they come into the fight. If it's Fury, the Destroyer, that came in his last fight against Wilder, where he came in as like with the extra weight on him and walked him down and just, you know, put him away. It's a different kind of fight to if it's the usual Fury that's, you know, lighter on his feet, moving around, you know. And it's the same with AJ. Is it AJ the unit that was thumping man over left, right, and center, or is it AJ the slick boxer that came for the rematch against
Ruiz, yeah,
Ruiz, etc. Ruiz Jr. So yeah, these are the things I've got to take into consideration, because I think depending on what versions of themselves come into the fight will play a massive part on how the fight goes. I've got my theories for each.
Hey, you being in these streets, man, what are they saying in the streets, man, about this fight and who the better fighter is?
It's torn. I'm out. Like, yeah, you're right. I'm out here. So, you know, you'll get some, like, I say, like, I bucked up one of my Jamaican dons the other day, and he's just like, yo, nah, Joshua's licking him over. But he can't give me no reasoning. You know, that's just his heart. He's just letting his heart to. He's just like, yeah, Joshua's winning that. But when I ask him why or how, or give him certain scenarios, he can't answer. So, you know, the man them want AJ to win. Well, a lot of the man them want AJ to win. There's certain man, you know, they don't, you know how some men are. But it's very divided on who they think will win. It's probably, I'd say, it's leaning towards Fury out on the road and out on the streets. People are more like, yeah, they think Fury will turn him over. It's probably 70% would say they feel Fury is going to win, from what I'm hearing out there.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Dillian Whyte, he's fighting against Povetkin next weekend.
Yeah.
Big fight, a must-win fight for Dillian Whyte, fellow South Londoner.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take it back to the first fight.
Shock.
What was your reaction at the time?
Shock and awe. I was shocked. But it's heavyweight boxing, so the shock was momentary because it's how it can go in heavyweight boxing. He had control of the fight. Dillian had control of the fight. It's just a mistake, and it happens. Heavyweight boxing. It wasn't just control. He was dominating the fight. So let's hope that can get rectified this time in the year. He comes away with a win.
Yeah, because obviously the fight was pushed back a few times because Povetkin had COVID.
Yeah.
Which Dillian Whyte still, from what I've seen, he still is skeptical about, you know. But it's going to be a tremendous fight, and as we were saying, it's a must-win. It's a must-win.
It's a must-win. And see, the thing with Dillian, I feel for Dillian because Dillian's been like there knocking on the door for the world title for so long, and this is a hiccup. And I think a lot of men avoided Dillian. My theory on Dillian's always been that because he's a hard night's work for anyone, some of them just didn't want it. Wilder would look at that and think, even if Wilder thinks he could win, he knows it's not no walkover. It's gonna be a hard night's work. You see what I'm trying to say? So if I don't have to do it, why would I do it? And that's why I think the position Dillian was in, where they were all like, well, if I haven't got to fight him, what am I fighting him for? Because it's gonna be a hard night's work. So where this is kind of setting back a piece. But the way sport is now, popularity, if he deals with Povetkin accordingly, he's straight back in the mix. He's straight back in the mix again, I thought, because if he puts a stamp down, it's just a mistake. Just like people overlook Ruiz dealing with AJ now. I don't really get mentioned so much. So they look at it as just one of them things, a one in 100 thing that happened, a freak thing. So it will be the same with Dillian. I thought he'll be back up there. Yeah. He has to win though. He has to win.
Okay. So if he does win, Fury and Joshua, right? They still got to do their 2 fights, and there's so many. Yeah. There's the Usyk fighting again. He's fighting Joe Joyce.
Oh, is Usyk fighting?
It's not done yet, but that's what's proposed. That the 2 fight for an interim belt. So there's quite a few complications that probably will still hold back Dillian Whyte challenging for, world title.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then he's got if Usyk and Joyce are fighting, because I would have said for him to fight like a Usyk or a Joyce, so maybe he could fight the winner there. I'm trying to think who else is really in the mix. Wilder, but what is Wilder fighting still?
Okay.
If I'm Dillian, I'm fighting Wilder. And if Wilder, I'm fighting Dillian.
Well, you mentioned that, right? And I was about to get to that. So the WBC are saying that they welcome an eliminator between Deontay Wilder and Dillian Whyte, right, to face the winner of the undisputed fights.
That's a big fight. Sign me up now. Where have I got to pay my money? That's a big fight.
Yeah. Can you imagine the build-up?
Crazy. 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 Yeah, I'm all for that. That's what I want to see. Yeah. There you go, sorted. Those are the fights we need to see now. After that, providing Dillian wins, we need to see Usyk Joyce. I think that's a great fight. Dillian versus Wilder, great fight. And then you're obviously AJ and Fury.
Yeah.
Big time boxing's back.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we get through those hurdles, man. You know, I actually are one of them people, I like to see them in the ring first before, do you know what I'm saying? Before I know it's happening.
Yeah, yeah. Until you see them there, you don't know what's going on. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy is the amount of needle that is that exists between Dillian Whyte and Deontay Wilder. I mean, absolutely, that would be absolutely nuts. You know, absolutely nuts. And you feel like people slept on Deontay Wilder. I mean, he's lost one fight to a master boxer and Tyson Fury.
Yeah, people are fickle. I think they do sleep on Wilder. Wilder's, until someone shows me different, he's got to be considered in the top 3. He lost to one of them. I just put him behind AJ now, just because of what AJ is doing and continued doing. But yeah, he's got to be in the top 3. No one else has beaten him. So yeah, let him fight Dillian, and that's another real test. If he's not retired, because I don't know what's going on with Wilder. I don't really see much boxing talk when it comes to Wilder.
Yeah, at the moment, we're still waiting for something to be announced on his side. I mean, there's talk of Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder. Obviously, Andy Ruiz is fighting...
former world champion.
Yeah, Andy Ruiz has got a fight, but there's talk of him maybe fighting Andy Ruiz down the line.
Who's Andy Ruiz fighting?
Ariola.
Okay, that's a warm-up. Now, no disrespect. No, Ariola's still he's a bit... He's not... elite, but he's been there, so it's still a little bit of a test for Ruiz. Okay.
Hey, and look, to kind of conclude as well, I mean, on the topic of big fights with you, man, another big one. You know, we ain't even spoke, you know, since it was announced, was Canelo and Saunders. And
Billy Joe Saunders, yeah.
Again, a mad fight. He's been wanting that fight for more than a minute.
Yeah, can't underestimate Billy Joe. Can't underestimate Billy Joe. It's a big ask, but you can't underestimate him. The odds are against him over there with the judges and this, that. I know all of this, but Billy Joe's like, he's just a very sharp technical boxer. I like the way he boxes. He does all the right things. When he's switched on. Sometimes you watch him, you can tell maybe he's not hasn't been as motivated by the opponent in front of him. That's the only thing I look at it as, because like when he fought Lemieux, he was a totally different, switched on kind of individual. So yeah, hopefully he brings his A game and gives Canelo all that he can handle.
All right, man. Hey, man, it's been a pleasure catching up, man. Once more.
Always a pleasure, brother.
Hopefully, man, I'll be seeing you in these gyms, man, sparring with these heavyweights.
We'll meet up soon. Yeah.
All right.
And
all right, man.
But yeah, like I said to you before, when you're going to when they send out the passes for the youth, the media man, then remember I'm a media guy. Hit me with a pass. Save me having to spend save me spending a few bags on the ticket.
On them ringside tickets.
Ringside ticket. Winners Talking podcast meets Pro Bs. We go.
All right, man. 100, man. Hey, you want to shout out? You want to shout out the podcast and how people can watch?
Yeah, Winners Talking podcast is every Sunday, 8 p.m. on YouTube, from Spotify, etc. But yeah, if you want to catch the visual, watch on Sundays. We have some good guests on there. We discuss a lot of topics, sport, life, etc. Some masculine-ish. You know, you watch it every week, I like.
Yeah. Come on. Tune in, man. On Fridays, I catch up with it. I do all my catching up on Fridays. You know.
Cool. Whenever you can get it in, watch it. If you haven't seen them, yeah, you can watch them. They're all up on YouTube now.
Yeah. Would it be cheeky to ask for a freestyle, yeah, before we out?
No, yeah. I'll catch you later, bro.
Power Sterling, man, in the building. Pro Easy. When it's talking, man.